Live from the New England seacoast and sunny Mexico, it's time for Channel Reviews. Please welcome your fabulous hosts, Mr. Dee, Nimmin, and Daniel Batal.
Woo! Just getting the beard straight and make sure the beard is right for the show. You know the deal.
I know the deal. And my mug was out of reach. I was going to come in mugging. I was going to come in mugging with this giant, this enormous duck cup. And I was out of reach. How's everybody doing? Mr. Batal, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Mr. D. Nimmin?
Man, I'm doing great. And I think Nick is dumping into the stream right now. So everybody coming over from Nimmin Live.
Cool.
Welcome, Mr. Batal. Why don't you tell everybody in the studio audience today what we're doing and how this works?
Yes, welcome to Channel Reviews Live, the only game show where you can learn how to grow your YouTube channel and win fabulous prizes along the way. What we're going to do here is we're going to be pulling people right from the live chat using Streamyard's giveaway tool. So you'll see D flash a word up like he's doing now. Type that word once into the chat, and that giveaway tool is going to pull someone up randomly, and we are going to take a look at their channel using the wheel of best practices to tell us what we should be looking at. Best 2 out of 3, either you win and you move on to the final round, or if you miss 2 out of 3, we're going to move on to the next contestant. But stick around because you can always get pulled up more than once. It's a lot of fun.
That's right. And towards the end, we move into sudden death, where you just get one chance to win, one spin. And if you lose, we delete your channel.
Yes. We force you to eat pineapple pizza.
High stakes on that one. High stakes on that one. So the first word to type into the chat right now is the word StreamYard, just the way you see it. Obviously, we are streaming on the StreamYard channel. We want to thank StreamYard for allowing us to commandeer their channel today and run this fabulous game show. And if you're thinking about how you can get started live streaming because you're not live streaming yet, or maybe you are live streaming and using another service, consider using StreamYard. There's a link down below. You can try them out for up to 20 hours per month, totally free.
Yeah, really, really great service.
Yeah.
All right, typing away. We got 47. We'll give you a second here. 47 entries.
Who's on timpani today?
Megan is. Megan's taking over the timpani from Geraldo. Megan, say hi to the people.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, she's got her sticks in hand. She's rubbing them together, trying to create some fire over there.
Okay, let's go ahead and let's spin this and get started. Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Megan, hit it.
Let's see, it's my favorite part, reading the names, and Raul Reynolds Drawing. Now, I know this channel because they have, Raul has been here before, so Raul, we expect good things from you, my friend. You know some of the best practices, so we're going to hope for the best here, my friend.
That's right. We're a little bit harder on people who have come to the stream before or people who are channel members or known members of the community because you know better. So
yeah, if we know you, then we want you, we expect you to know, you know, if we recognize you, we want you to recognize best practices. So here's the channel, but we're not going to do anything. We're going to pull up the wheel of best practices, spin it, it'll tell us what to look at. Let's see, what are we going to look at today on Raul's channel? Raul Reynolds
What do you think it's going to be?
I don't know. Let's see. Looks like, holy cow. Boom! Advance right into the final round. Right off
let's
the
look
bat.
at their channel anyway. So he's gone advanced, but let's go ahead and look at the channel anyway and just give them like one tip because that's why they're here.
Right, 1C. Let's see how we get the tip. Art is Life. He's got a YouTube link. Raul Reynolds
I love the
Drawing.
hieroglyphics at the top. That's good.
I know. It's got the whole idea of drawing is right here. When I scroll down, I'm seeing him actually drawing. All of the thumbnails look like he's drawing. Even in the shorts, the screen captures are really good.
Those are cool.
A lot of drawing going on. Here's the one thing that I would probably give you for advice, Raul. Remember, everybody, too, think about this. Your channel homepage is like your storefront. So when you go to make playlists, instead of just using videos, here, let me do this. Let me scroll in. Instead of using videos, right, or putting up created playlists, let's think about how you can do more articulated, well-designed, optimized playlist titles and descriptions to help draw that viewer in.
Here's a sample. So we've put those up on the screen right now. So instead of having a playlist that's just called recipes, think about making a title that speaks directly to your target audience. So instead of recipes, maybe you have a whole playlist, a whole batch of videos that are about quick and delicious chicken dinner recipes. But in your case, it's about art. So think about creating a binge session for the viewer to come in to easily find the content that they're interested in and watch one video, then move on to another video. And you can do that by helping to craft your playlist and making a good title for it. It also shows up in recommendations on YouTube. So they're going to suggest those playlists to people.
Yeah, totally agree. All right, so it looks like we're going to move right on to another contestant. I'm going to put Raul in the final round. Can you give the wonderful people something to type in the chat? The word is YouTube. Type it exactly as you see it, my friends.
That's right. I should have flashed this a little bit earlier. The
No
word
flashing.
is
We have a no
YouTube.
flashing rule.
A no flashing rule. That's right. What about a drinking rule? Because it's
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's go. YouTube, go ahead and type that into the chat. And by the way, if you haven't given this stream a thumbs up yet, or if you haven't shared it on your social media platform of choice, go ahead and share it out.
Yeah, please do. That
helps
us. That helps people know exactly what we're doing here, and it allows us to keep doing it on Streamyard without them deciding that they should have made better choices.
You're right. Yeah, right about now, the CEO over at Hopin is just what we've made a terrible mistake.
I don't know what we were thinking.
Okay, how do we change the password? So while we're waiting for people to type this in, I'm wondering, so the big news this week was obviously Threads, the Twitter clone. I'm curious, did you set up a Threads account?
I did. It was nice and easy to jump right over. I have nothing against Twitter. I think Twitter's been good, but it's been in some turmoil lately with the new management there. Some people have been a little thrown off by it, and so I'm always looking forward to different ways that we can potentially reach target audiences. So I always sign up and check them out. You know, we'll see what happens 6 months, a year from now, but it was a nice, easy sign up, and I like it. It was easy to get going with it because it's built by people who actually know how to make social media platforms.
I signed up under our Creator Mix account so I didn't know that it was going to automatically log in and use the same user account. So anytime a new major app pops up, I'm like, okay, I'm going to secure the name so somebody doesn't get it. So I log in and I'm obviously overlooking it, but I can't figure out now how to switch accounts and sign up under Nimmin.
Uh-oh. Whoops.
So as of right now, I don't think I actually have a Thread account, but I'm working on it. Yeah, okay, right. How many people have typed this in? 74.
74. Megan, you ready to hit those sticks? Let's do it.
Let's go.
She's getting good on the drums. She's been practicing all week.
Yeah. Not bad.
Winner is John Lewis. Now, I think we've had John here before, and I think I said something about the spelling of his name, and we joked about it with John, and it offended a few people, so I will make no jokes about the spelling of John's name. Was it the same account?
Well, I'm glad he's back.
Yeah.
I'm glad John is back.
No, John had a great sense of humor. We were having fun because we can't pronounce anything because it's people like us.
Because we're dumb? We're stupid.
Like, is that pronounced John, or am I screwing it up?
Because we're dumb. Yeah, okay. There he is.
There we go. Got John's channel right there. John Lewis. Okay, now listen, I am not going to do anything because we have a wheel that we're going to spin that's going to help us decide exactly which best practices we should look at. So let's spin that thing. That's pretty. I don't think we've ever had a first spin go right into the advance and get right to the final round. So looks like it's going to be a different day today.
The next word to type in is a live streamer, just the way you see it.
Don't hit eliminated. Oh, that was scary. Okay, clear channel name. D, what do you think? Clear channel name?
Yeah, John Lewis.
I know who it is.
We're talking about a clear channel name. We're talking about a name that's easy to tell somebody about, easy to share, easy to talk about. And I always have a rule that someday you're probably going to be on a podcast and they're going to say, where can our audience find you? Yep. And that's your moment to give them a really clear and easy to remember name. And I think you nailed it.
Yeah, if I saw that name, like I'm remembering this name. That's why I'm saying I think John has been here before. So there's an example of a great channel name because it's simple, but it's spelled slightly different. Like if you said, yeah, it's John Lewis, Jawn. I'd be like, yeah, wow, that just stuck in my mind as it being a little different, that spelling of John. So it's a great name. I love it. I think that's I
don't know what he does yet. What he does yet, but he's got a clear channel name.
Yeah. Let's go over and let's spin that wheel again, and let's see the next thing that we're going to be looking at on John's channel.
Go. You're spinning that. I'm going to put that back up. Type in the word live streamer.
And look at there, John has an extra free spin, so if by chance he happens to get 2 strikes, he's actually going to have an extra spin. Megan, put that up under the chart. Boom, she's writing it back up there. Let's spin the wheel again.
Love it.
Not only can Megan play the timpani, but she can also keep track of the free spins along the way. Talented individual.
Very talented.
Ooh, this is an interesting one. John,
she's
winner's choice. So, John, tell us in the chat what you think we should look at, or pick something from the wheel. Now, you could decide, I would like some free merch, or I would like the chat to decide, or I want you to look at my thumbnails. I guess you could decide that you wanted us to eliminate you. That would be a first too. But
yeah.
Anything you see on the wheel here, your choice, what you'd like us to pick from the wheel of best practices. Shout it out in the chat, and we'll take a look at at what you would like us to take a look at. Bypassing the wheel.
I'm going to take a guess that he wants us to look at his thumbnails. Now, I'm just guessing.
John, I'm going to give you a hint. Do not ask us to look at your channel art.
Oh, interesting. Here he is. He says pinned comments.
Pinned
there
comments.
You go.
Perfect.
Coming up like a soldier. Look at that. Pinned comments. There we go.
He's like, man, I know my strengths. I know my strengths. So I'm going to go to videos. I'm going to go to something that was put up.
Strengths right there.
3 weeks ago, 60,000 views. Let's grab that. Let's scroll down. I would expect to see a pinned comment. Dude, my dude.
No way.
Come on.
You chose it. Here, pick one more video.
I'm going to try one more. All right.
Just in case he forgot
one. That was
one.
60,000 views from 3 weeks ago, and you don't have a pinned comment there ready to take advantage of 60,000 views?
Let's pick another one just in case.
I'm going to go, because I always don't want to take the most recent one, because it's like, well, maybe I forgot. I just put it up a few days ago, and I usually do that once it's published. Yeah. I'll go back a month to this one and look for a pinned comment. Dude!
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. All right, well, the guy's brave. He knows. Maybe he knows. He's like, it's something I need to work on, so I'm going to throw it out there. One strike. But listen, now, you got one strike, you got one hit, and you have a free spin left, so...
Let's take this opportunity to actually talk about a pinned comment, so if we land on it again, we can just move right past it.
Yeah, so here's a perfect example, right?
Go ahead and explain this.
So here's an example. If someone was watching from desktop, right, and they scroll down, this is a view of scrolling down just underneath the video. When those comments come in, you have the ability to take a comment, just add a comment yourself, and pin it so it stays above all the other comments except for the one the current user is typing in. It is the perfect place to push towards another piece of relevant performing content from your catalog to get that viewer watching more of your content. So to let this go by, I think is a sense of lost potential views and lost potential traffic data, the most important thing, because you can influence viewer behavior here. If they see that, they leave a comment right below. It says pinned comment like, oh, there's this other cool video I might want to check out. I put my comment up. I'm going to click. I'm going to go watch that next. So don't leave that one. Don't leave that one hanging, John. Yeah, that just reminded me. Yeah.
Yeah. You are literally leaving views on the table here.
Yeah, make sure you do that. Just easy up, because you look right here. Look at what's going on, John. I am watching your video right now, right? Or I'm not watching, but I've got it pulled up. But if you look to the right, look at all the other channels that are being recommended in suggested traffic to the right that are not your channel, and they're not your channel because YouTube is using traffic data from things previous viewers watched. And most importantly, my interests, the things that I'm interested in. So you're seeing music and things like that.
Since we're on this topic, let's go ahead and do the broad conversation here and just kind of go over like how they all work together in terms of the link in the description and show the graphic in terms of the, influencing the audience and all of that. Let's go ahead and have that conversation.
Let's get this out of the way. One of the things that we try to push people towards, there are 4 places in any given video when someone is watching your content that you can recommend another piece of content. The one we just talked about was pinned comment, but if you look right above it where the red arrow is pointing, that's your description. You can put a link in your description pushing towards another piece of content. And I would recommend that you put that above the show more so someone doesn't have to expand the description to see it. Make sure it's visible right when they start scrolling down. And if you do this effectively, when that person is leaving a comment, if you have it in the pinned comment and the description, now you're going to have them sandwiched above and below with recommendation towards another video. And we recommend making that video be the exact same video. Because if you can get everybody, no matter what they do, to go towards another singular video, they will all send the identical traffic signal back to YouTube. People who watch your first video seem to be going on to watch the next video. And don't just do that in your pinned comment in your description link, but do that in your card. Do that in your end screen, right? If you're all pushing towards this next video, there's an end screen, right? You're watching one. Well, we've got another chicken recipe or another recipe that's really fast and easy to make. If you push towards that, all four things start, never mind just one at a time. Never mind how many clicks on your card or how many clicks on your links in your description or your end screen. Think about all of those working together to send a single traffic signal so that YouTube can interpret it and go, huh, maybe we should start recommending this next video to all these new people who haven't clicked a single thing, because they've got all this traffic data showing that people start going on to watch the next video. Now, this is actually a 48-hour window, 2-day window from a view funnel on my channel. And I call it view funnels when you start connecting videos. If you build an effective playlist, you can put that strong video at the beginning, the highest performing relevant video. And then in the next number 2 position, you can put the second highest performing. Number 3 could be the third highest performing, or whatever series that makes sense for them to be in. And then you just make sure that you use the card, the end screen, the link in the description, and pinned comment to push from number 1 to number 2. From number 2 should push towards number 3. And if you looked in this 48-hour window, that first video in my series drove over almost 41,000 views in 48 hours. And it did well, but if you look at the number 1 traffic signal, it's a traffic source, it was browse. But then if you look at the second video that didn't drive quite as many, it drove 7,300 views in 48 hours. The highest performing traffic source is suggested. The number 3 one at 6,919 views, suggested. The number 4 at 5,518, suggested. But look at the view pattern. We've made this joke before. Someone said it looks like a guy lying on his back with really big feet. All of the view patterns at the very top of each are identical, because once one video starts doing well, it starts bringing along the other videos in that series that are linked to each other through your cards, your end screens, link in the description above the fold, and pinned comment. So you're creating a view funnel or a train. When the engine of that train starts moving, it brings all the other cars along with it. That's how you start driving significant views, and that's how you send binge watch session traffic signals back to YouTube to get them to start recommending more of your content instead of just recommending someone else's content next to yours on the watch page. I hope that makes sense.
It's also important to note, it did, it made perfect sense, thank you. And it's important to note when you're talking about suggested in terms of a traffic source, your own links are counted as suggested traffic. So if you're wondering, how can I get more suggested traffic? Your own links count as suggested traffic when you're linking.
Yeah, right from the definition from YouTube itself. Suggested traffic includes videos found as links in the descriptions of other videos. Want to improve suggested traffic? Get those links in your description where someone can see it. Give them one, send them in one direction. You can put other stuff down below, but get that one featured link up there that's really prominent above the fold. Really important.
Okay. So we just covered a lot of ground there.
So we're not going to spend a lot of time if we get cards or end screens next. You guys get why that's important, right?
So cool. Another spin. And remember, he's got a free spin.
He does. Let's spin this thing and see where we're at.
Let's go.
Strategy coming at you early in the morning.
Give us a thumbs up if you just learned something there. Drop a thumbs up in the chat.
Oh, no. Cards, we just explained what cards are and why they're important, so I am not even going to spend a lot of time there. I'm going to go back to John Lewis's. I'm not going to give you any benefit of the doubt here, man. I'm going to go right to your newest video that should have a card, and if it did, it would be in the upper right as a white circle, and unfortunately, I do not see one, my friend. So that's 2 strikes, and normally you would be out right now, but he's got a free spin.
Let's go.
So let's get that wheel up. You're doing all right. Man, John, I would be thinking about all those places. Cards, end screens, link in your description above the fold, pinned comments. You are leaving views on the table, especially with some of those videos like you have that have 60,000 views in 3 weeks. That's a lot of people looking at your video. You've got all these people watching your video and all these opportunities to push them towards more of your content. Don't let YouTube win that battle and push you towards a different creator. Keep them on platform.
John says, I stopped using cards because I didn't want people to leave your video. Here's the
Okay,
thing.
stop.
Put your card.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Explain what
Take it.
we mean by that. Where should those cards go, D?
Those cards should go at the very end of your video. YouTube recommends 80%. I think, Daniel, you put them even further back.
I do.
Right? Put that at the end of the video, the very, very end of the video. So if someone makes it to the end, they're really qualified and they're interested in what it is that you're making. And there's a good chance that they're going to watch the next video if you recommend the right video for them that's relevant to the video that they just watched. You want them to go from one video to the next video instead of going from your video to someone else's video, because YouTube is going to recommend someone else's video when they get to the end of your video. They've got all of those videos in the sidebar that they're going to recommend. So right as they get towards the end of your video, hit them with the card. And if they miss the card, hit them with the end screen. So you got two chances there to hit them on the way out to get them to watch.
Let me give you an idea here, John. I put mine about 3 to 5 seconds before the end screen pops. It sort of jumps out, teaser text, right at the end. You know what the click-through rate on my channel is for my cards? 41%. 41% click-through rate on my cards. So when you do them,
degenerates.
What's that?
Square Table Degenerate says the ROI just ain't there on cards for me. You might be recommending the wrong videos.
Yep.
You can also add custom text to the cards to try to sell it a little bit. So it could be the choices that you're making.
Choices you're making, where you're putting those cards. If you're littering cards across your video, then that's a mistake, putting them all over the place. You should be using a singular card near the end to reinforce the view funnel that you're creating. And if it's not there, don't say, well, I'm not going to use cards because I'm not getting the ROI. I don't even know what you're defining as your ROI. Let me ask you this question. Oh, I'm not really getting a lot of views on my video. I'll stop uploading videos. Would that be the logical choice to make because you weren't getting a lot of views? No, learn to do it right. Learn the right way to approach it. Come up with a strategy that makes sense and go, I know cards work. Why aren't they working for me? Let's rethink the strategy. So I put one very specific card at the end of the video. Make sure I get people watching my video, right? Because if they don't make it to the end, then why would they even want to click? And if they do get to the end, make sure there's a reason they'd want to watch the next one from the video they're in now. That literally is the backbone of YouTube. Get them watching, keep them watching.
Yeah, so Square Table Generators came back and says, I'm a live streamer. So once everybody's done, they go to another. Yeah, so that's a little bit difficult with a live stream because that's a heck of a commitment for somebody to hang out during a live stream. But if you're making clips of that live stream, I recommend using cards for those clips and hand off to a similar topic
100%.
That they're watching in the clip.
Absolutely.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so we have another spin here for our friend John.
Yep.
Still at the plate.
And keep in mind, it's not just one thing. You don't want to put your blinders on and say, cards aren't working for me or end screens aren't working for me. You want to look at optimized titles. We'll get to that in a second. You want to look at everything together. You want to look at your end screens, your cards, your pinned comments, your links in the description, how you're putting your playlist together. You want to look at everything as a whole instead of smashing your face up against a single metric.
Yeah, to say that cards do not work is narrow-minded. I don't mean that as an insult, but you're only looking at cards. Well, guess what? If you have a whole bunch of different people, some click cards, some click end screens, some click a pinned comment, some click a link in the description above the fold, but on that video, no matter what all these different people click, it all sends them to one singular video that you choose so that all four, no matter which one, card, end screen, link in the description above the fold, pinned comment, all push to the same video, then no matter what people do, they send the identical traffic signal back to YouTube. And it's not about ROI and cards. It's about ROI on all those things working together.
Well said, man. So optimized titles. You want to explain what optimized titles are for the viewers?
Yeah, when you're building a title on your channel, you really want to make sure that you're thinking about the viewer, right? What is the viewer interested in? How can I try to compel that viewer to win their click? Thinking about their interests, their needs, and building a title that makes sense so it's clear to that viewer what your video might be about and gives them compelling reasons that would win that click when your video is presented against not only similar content on YouTube, but more often in recommendation, which means it's going to be served up against the other interests of the viewer. Completely different videos from completely different channels that aren't in your niche. So that's what we're going to take a look at here. Let me go back to his channel. And D, I'm going to let you make I'll let you take a peek and you tell me what you see. Let me, let me use the super zoom here wherever I can find it. There it is.
Super zoom.
Well, let's see. I've got, don't you open up. Stop it, you. All right, here we go. I've got The Kickback with John Lewis, FBI Redacted, we need to talk about almost
Those are
live
playlists.
with
They're putting playlists in
Oh,
there.
yeah, you're right. Sorry, my bad.
Look at the
Sorry.
videos.
Let me go to video. He's got playlists right up top. Let me go
You're
here.
fired.
Here we go.
You're fired.
I'm fired. Debunking the myths of black wealth building.
Okay.
The truth about black wealth building.
Okay.
Conservatives are bringing back child labor.
Okay.
Let me scroll
You know
down
what?
and get some more.
I'm all for child labor. Somebody's going to make those iPhones.
Turns out even AI robots are prejudiced.
No.
This is literally killing conservatives. Those AI robots, they're so prejudiced. How modern cults brainwash entire families. I got to be honest with you. T, what do you think?
I like them.
I like them too.
You know, if I were into that type of content and a couple of those topics I might be interested in, yeah, that would speak to me.
I mean, I get it. I think I know where he's going with it. I think they're compelling. Yeah. The views are there on a lot of these, 59,000, 8,500. Like, I think he's really poignant in what in the messaging he's trying to get out. So I'm going to say that is his second hit, which means he is going to be proceeding onto the winner's circle today. Congratulations, John. Well done.
Way to go, John. He didn't even need another spin. Okay.
Nope.
Live streamer is the word to type in. If you have not typed this in yet, there's no space in between it. We'll give you a few more seconds to type this in case you haven't. And if you're just joining us, the way this works is we flash a word on the stream just like this, and you type it into the chat, and we use the Streamyard giveaway tool to randomize and choose a winner for us. And if you're a Streamyard user, you can access this tool by going to streamyard.com/giveaway. This is a free tool that Streamyard users can use. Right.
Interesting
Megan?
question in the chat that I want to
okay.
address for 1 second.
Yeah,
I just saw up there. And it was, I can't pull this up. Let me see if I can find it because it's moving quickly. There was one from Wade Official that said, I make comedy skits. How do I create effective titles? Think about the episode names of any comedy series that's a cartoon, Family Guy, Simpsons, anything that was an episode name. How do they name the episodes, and how do they make you want to watch that episode? What do they do that they put something in there that could compel the viewer? Just because you're doing animated shorts, that doesn't mean that you can't have compelling titles and make content that will trigger people.
Why don't you do a search for some comedians to see what they're doing? Look up Bill Burr. Look up Theo. What's his name? Theo Vaughn.
I said animated,
Rock.
but it's comedy. But comedy skits,
It's comedy.
Anything that's comedic, right?
Right. Look it up. Look it up. Let's see what people are doing.
You want me to see? Want to do one?
Yeah. I'm showing your
because I think it's a legitimate question.
Yeah.
Comedy. Let me just go into comedy and let's see what's 50 minutes. Okay, here's one. Bill Burr. I'll never own a helicopter. Like, okay,
Perfect.
well, I kind of know him. Or how about this one, which is from Matthew Brisson? I have a douchey face, he says.
Right, but here's the thing, though. If I know those comedians or it's a topic that I'm interested in, like Bill Burr, I want to know why Bill Burr will never own a helicopter because I'm sure it's going to be funny.
Right. Or why Ralph Barbosa gave his doctor a 1-star review, right? So that the idea of this guy, for some reason, something happened at the doctor's office, ended up leaving a 1-star review for his doctor. So I think that there's always a way. Look at this one. 13-year-olds are the meanest people in the world, right? How many of us have not thought that some kids could be really mean? So there's a comedy bit in here.
That's why we make them. That's why we force them to make iPhones.
Yeah, right? See, that's why you're all for that child labor. We'll make them work.
Yeah. So here's something. Somebody's talking about, shorts are really hard with comedy. Yeah. So when you're putting shorts together, make sure you've got something about comedy written in the title of your short. I would even maybe use it as a tag in there because if it's going out of shorts, and here's the thing, if your short is funny, if you get right into it and you don't waste people's time and it's funny, they're going to watch it. If it's not funny, they're going to swipe.
Yeah. And even stuff like this. The problem with Rick Beato, right? Rick Beato, one of the most popular YouTube content creators, talking all about music from a producer standpoint. And this guy comes in and he's going to do a comic thing about it where he's going to be talking about the problem he has with Rick Beato. So I think any of these things, there's a million ways to do things. You just have to think about, well, what is your joke about? I mean, comics write comedy thinking about the very target audience they're trying to reach and why those people would find that joke or that situation funny. You should be nailing titles because you should, if you're building good comedy skits, it should be based on things that make people laugh. And why do they laugh? Because you're poking fun at the familiar or something they're aware of or turning something that they think they know on its head. So you should be literally queuing up titles left, right, and center even more effectively than a regular content creator who might be struggling with something like, cooking a recipe or something like that where they're struggling to get that perfect title to win the click.
I love it. All right, let's move on. Live
streamer.
streamer. All right, Megan, you ready?
She's nodding. Let's do it.
Let's go. And by the way, all of this is difficult.
Yes.
Right, I see people saying, well, this thing is difficult. Yeah, it's all difficult. None of this is easy. None of this is easy. You have to learn what your audience wants, and that takes time. That takes a lot of testing. And it takes a while to build channel momentum. So,
Yeah.
you know, don't think this is easy, because it's not.
Yeah,
It's
the whole
hard.
goal
All
of
it's
what
hard.
the whole goal of what we're telling you here is not that every single thing you should be constantly doing on every video on every channel. It's giving you best practices ideas to think about how you can really start optimizing your channel for momentum by thinking about the viewer and thinking about the viewer's experience. More important than anything, we can't change viewer behavior. You can't just scream into your camera, watch this video, watch it. You know, it's not going to work.
I've tried that. It does not work.
Didn't work at all, right?
No, it didn't work out at all.
But what you can do is you can create a better viewer experience, which can give a situation where they're more likely to behave the way you want to. They're more likely to click. They're more likely to watch.
I've got 2 words that are going to actually just kind of correct what you just said.
What was it?
Sam Kinison.
Still a great experience.
He literally screamed and it worked.
Yeah, screaming into a mic can work if you scream the right things.
It works. Yeah, Sam Kinison.
Yeah, he was
Rest
great.
in
I've
peace.
seen him live. Poor guy. Rest in peace, Sam. All right, so here's I've got the channel pulled up. Let's see. Yes, here it is. Geeks on Tour. You want to switch over to that? And let me grab the wheel and let's spin the wheel and see what we're looking at here.
You saw Sam Kinison live?
I did, years ago.
Wow.
Chat's choice. I love this one. So, hey, folks in the chat, pick anything that you see on the wheel right now or anything that you saw previously that was removed, but anything you're seeing that's consistent uploads. You could eliminate this person, pinned comment, clear thumbnails, featured link in the description, end screens, optimized playlists, clear value proposition, featured content, some music playing, lions, all of it.
I meant to hit the Lions button.
All the buttons. Yell it out in the chat. We'll let you guys choose. Giving it to the Lions. I like this host choice. Everyone's throwing it back to us. Like, forget that. We don't want that kind of responsibility.
Yeah, but we're throwing it back to you. We're in an endless circle. This is what we call standoff. We're going to be here all night, folks.
Right. I'm trying to look here. We're seeing end screens, thumbnails, clear value prop, featured content, consistent uploads, end screens, featured content. A little mix of everything. Thumbnails, host choice.
Featured content.
Sounds
let's
good.
do
I think
featured
that's a
content.
good one. So let's pull this channel back up. And featured content, Dee, can you explain to people in the chat and in the replay what we mean by featured content?
Absolutely. I've got an image up on the screen right now, and featured content allows you, I think YouTube calls it a trailer, which is kind of a silly name for that, but it allows you to add up to 2 videos on your channel that show up right here at the top. That's the larger video that you're seeing there. One video would be for people who are subscribed to your channel, and one video would be for people who are not subscribed to your channel. And that's what we're looking for.
Right, and I'm here as an unsubscribed viewer, and as you can see, there's a large featured piece of content right here for me that hopefully represents what I can expect from this channel, so that's a hit right there. First, right out of the gate, boom, one hit. Let's get right back to that wheel and keep this thing moving and see what we are going to look at next.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Love that one. Skin it.
Type in views.
Let's see. There we go. Featured link in the description. We talked about this already. We don't have to review it, so you should know what a featured link in the description is. Let's pull up the channel. Let's go to his long form content, even though it doesn't have to be long form. And he's got, I'm trying to find something that's a higher performing video recently. That's one that should definitely have a link in the description. I'm going to go to this one right here. Google album archive, no longer available. I'm going down. I don't see a featured link above the show more. That doesn't mean there's not one here. We recommend if you are linking out to another piece of content, my friend, get that above the fold. Get that, see like this example is, above where it says show more. Don't make people click show more to find it, because it's like having a business card and going, oh, like, haven't you seen my business card? No, where do you have it? Oh, home. It's at home. It's in my desk drawer. Well, how would I How would I see it there? You got to get it out in front of people where they can see it. So let me expand this.
Hold on.
What?
Your accent just slipped.
Draw.
Say it again.
Yeah.
Draw. Say it.
That's drawer for people who do not live in the Boston area.
Yeah, I was going to say your Boston accent just slipped.
Yeah, it comes out every now and then. Listen, it's going to be random acts of ours.
Hold on. I watched your latest video on the Streamyard channel. By the way, if you haven't watched this video yet, Daniel just uploaded a video to this channel. He talks about 3 free tools for live streamers. And I thought it was interesting when you would say the word drawing. So say it again.
Draw and then drawing. So there's a thing that there's in my neck of the woods.
I love it.
If the word draw is followed by any vowel at the end after W, you put an R in. Like when you go when you have to go up to a chalkboard and write on it, you draw on it.
Yeah.
By the way, the very video that Dee is talking about is linked in the description of this live stream. So the tools that you'll see us using here, that is things like this pen tool that lets me scribble everywhere, the magnifying glass that a lot of you guys will see me use here that allows me to then sort of zoom in and look all around and so you can see things on screen. The other tool here called Zoom It that allows me to zoom in this way. I can screen capture. I can also zoom in, stay zoomed in, and I can draw. All of those tools, I've got a video link down in the description of this particular live stream. So when you're done, check it out. You can, and it has all the download links where you can get all these tools for free and start using them yourself in your very next live stream.
Yeah, drawing. Yeah, I forgot to send you a message when I saw that. I was going to send you a text and I got sidetracked. Right. So they did not have a link in the description. Nothing.
I'm seeing.
Did they have anything?
I'm seeing links down here. Become a premium member. Just Facebook alt subscribe.
Well, we're talking about intentional links here. So I'm
going to be tough, and I'm going to say I don't see an intentional featured link that really is designed to move that viewer from this video to something specific, whether that be an affiliate link or a memberships. It's just all buried down below. I would say this is not a featured link. So for this particular situation,
Daniel's being hard today.
I don't
make the rules here. I don't make the rules here.
This isn't our first rodeo, and you know we're expecting people to step their game up. We want to see everyone in this chat and watching in the replay. We want to see every one of you guys succeed and hit your goals and get those channels growing.
Give her just a little idea of what she could do to fix that for some of her videos. Something that's just something quick.
To fix this one specifically? Well, here's an example.
Yeah.
Like,
because her links were buried. Her links were buried.
So in specific, if I scroll down, you have like things like subscribe, follow us on Instagram. You're pushing people into things like there's already a subscribe button. If anything, I would say like, hey, if you really are trying to grow this membership, bring that up and put that above the fold. If that was the target, like, hey, what we're really trying to focus on today is to get people to subscribe to our membership. So if you love this video, we actually have a memberships program, then I would get that in the pinned comment and get that linked in the description above the show more. Let's be intentional of where we put things. Don't hide things in drawers. Don't put them behind the bureau. Don't sweep them under the rug and go, I think they'll find it. It's not an Easter egg hunt. We're trying to win the click and get people to watch more of our content because we're trying to fight all of this stuff that's good that YouTube's already doing. They're going to push towards all these channels that aren't yours. And when it comes to trying to win the click, we have one place where we fight YouTube. YouTube wants us to get people watching and keep them watching. Now, if everybody watches this Geeks on Tour video that's done 1,600 views, but YouTube decides that video does a really good job at pushing off to controversy or covers with Cassidy, then they'll keep recommending another channel instead of yours. We need to put our thumb on that scale by going, hey, how do we stop them all from being someone else's channel? Get more people to go on to watch more of your content. So cards, end screens, link in the description above the fold, pin comment. Use those all together and we can start winning the click and we can actually influence the way YouTube recommends content. YouTube will start recommending the video you want them to up in that sidebar in more of your own content.
Yeah, and I want to add to that in terms of being intentional. If you make a video for the purpose of something else, maybe it's to drive people into your sales funnel, into an email list, to your website, maybe you're doing consulting work, whatever it is, we're just looking for an intentional link, right? Link out to something intentional. But if you're trying to grow your channel and that's your goal, then you should have something linking out to another one of your videos.
I think of it this way. Think of it this way. If you were you had a restaurant and you hired waitresses, right, to work and serve all the tables, and they were serving out the meal and stuff, and they get them their drinks and they got them their, and they were having their dinner, and you guys had a great dessert menu. If you didn't encourage your waitress to come up and go, can I offer you guys, would you like to take a look at the dessert menu? If you didn't try to at least give them the option and make it clear that there was something else for them, then as a restaurant owner, you'd be telling your staff going, hey, no one's buying the desserts. They're all just leaving after they have their dinner. Can you guys do me a favor and remind them that we have a great dessert menu? That's the way you're going to get conversion. That's the way you're going to get more people to do what you want them to do, by giving them the experience and letting them know the other things that you have available.
This is great, and this is relevant, so I'm going to bring this up. Square Table Generator says, I just informally audited StreamYard's last live stream, and there was no pinned comments, cards, featured link, description, or cards. So, yeah, so I don't know if you're talking about this one, but I can tell you in this one, the goal of this one is just community building and to drive people down who are not StreamYard users. And
I love the answer here, too, right? Let me tell you something. I work with StreamYard, helping them grow their channel, and I fight with them every day saying, guys, make sure we're using pinned comments, links in the description. Do me a favor. If you want to audit something, audit the last video that was uploaded to the StreamYard channel, because it was made by me. And look at if there is a card, an end screen, a link in the description, and a pinned comment. Let me do you a favor. I'll do it for you. Let me show you StreamYard's last. Now, I know that you do some live streams, but it doesn't matter if it's live streams or not. Here is the most recent video from 1 day ago that I made for StreamYard.
That guy looks familiar.
Right?
Looks familiar.
Guy does look familiar. If you click on the card, which now doesn't show on the screen anymore, it now pushes below, it pushes towards another video I made for StreamYard about how to make free questionnaires for your live stream, from this one that has 3 completely free tools. If you go to the end of this, look at the video that's featured at the end of this, at this one in the end screen. It's pushing towards the free questionnaire for your live stream that you can make from the 3 completely free tools. If you scroll down, you will see that there are 2 things that are featured right here in the description. Obviously, StreamYard's goal is to get people to try StreamYard for free. That's their number 1 thing. But the number 2 recommendation is make a free questionnaire for your live stream with a link pushing right towards that video. And if you go to the pinned comment, right, and you read this, you will see 2 things happening. 1, getting them to sign up for StreamYard, but I promised in this video there would be links to the free tools, so there are the links to the free tools so that anyone watching can immediately download them. Intentionality. Instead of going, what abouts? Well, what about? I went to yours and what about? Hey, StreamYard needs help growing their channel too. That's why I'm here making sure these things are present in the videos that I work with them on their channel. So don't do the what about. Get in there and think about what you can be doing better on your channel to help grow that presence and get more people to start clicking and watching on the videos.
Yep. He's working at StreamYard. I've got the kids making iPhones. That's
I'm trying to get more kids. I'm trying to get more kids to work here on StreamYard. We just,
that's how we balance stuff out. Okay, what are we doing here? So she has another spin, I think.
She does. Let me pull up this.
Hey, Zach.
Where were we? It's getting me going down. They got them all riled up today.
Yeah, you're feisty.
I am. You know what? I want to see people win. I want to see them win. I don't want to hear all the. I don't want to hear all the reasons. Whoop, I was a little early on that one. Featured content. I don't want to hear all the reasons why you can't. Take can't out of the equation. Don't be saying, well, they don't do it. Listen, if you've got 1 million subscribers right now and your channel is growing by leaps and bounds, don't do anything we're saying. You're fine. You're fine. Do what you're doing. But if you're struggling and you're here and you're looking to grow your channel faster, then consider these things that we're trying to show you how to do because they're proven. There's a reason that I can drop a video that drives 1 million views. It's because it's very smart about the way I put the content together and grow that content. There's a reason that Dee cannot publish to his channel for months on end and his channel continues to grow because he's built it in a way up to that point where the content really is interactive and it really does all the things that a channel should be doing. And even when he's not publishing a lot, that thing keeps chugging along and keeps growing and growing and growing.
Well, the iPhone money helps too.
Yeah, well, you don't have to pay the kids. They work for free. Pennies.
We're just joking. That's a terrible thing to joke about, by the way. I do not condone that in any way, shape, or form.
Let me go back to Geeks on Tour. What were we talking about here?
Featured content.
Yeah, did we already get featured content on this channel?
It did, but the slice didn't fall out.
That was weird. Oh, did someone pick it? Someone picked it. Someone picked it. That's what it is. All right, I'm going to spin it again, but we won't go. If it comes up eliminated, we won't hold that against you. This is
hilarious. People are typing in PageMaker. PageMaker is not the word to type. The word to type in is views.
Just give them the PageMaker already, would you? Stop holding out on them, D. If they want PageMaker, give them PageMaker. Clear value proposition.
Yeah, a clear value proposition should answer these 3 questions. And if you can't answer these 3 questions, take a photo or a screenshot of this page and figure this out. Number 1, you should be able to tell somebody what your channel is about. Number 2, who is your target audience? That's a question that you need to answer. And number 3, why should they watch your videos? So when we're talking about a clear value proposition in terms of your channel homepage, we're looking at the overall packaging to see if we get an indication what these 3 things are by looking at your channel. It could be everything tied together in terms of your channel art, your thumbnails, your titles, your playlist, to give us an idea of what your channel is about and who your target audience is and why you should watch. Or it could be something simple, like a blurb of text in your channel art, like she has.
A great comment from iCast Enterprises, who said, I love these streams. So much education. I'm not participating in the spins due to the fact that I know I haven't acted on the past advice. When I do, I will step back up. I love that. I think that's great. I'm glad you're here listening. I'm glad you're here learning. I'm hoping you're here having fun. A lot of this, the main goal of what we do here is to laugh and smile and joke, but pass along knowledge along the way. Absolutely. When you have a chance to put those things back in, jump back in and you know, take some shots at the wheel next time. And don't be afraid to, you know, even if you don't have everything enacted, we don't expect, as you can see, you know, the last contestant, or the same contestant, Geeks on Tour, started looking at some of the content on the Streamyard channel and go, hey, there's some spots they could be improving. 100%. We make no exceptions. We can say this is the kind of things that everybody can be doing something better, always. So right here we had, I already forgot to talk so much. Clear value proposition. D, I'm going to throw this to the lions. People out in the chat, just looking at this channel and what you see, do you know what this channel is about, who the target audience is, and why they would want to watch? If you think absolutely it's perfectly clear, thumbs up. And if you think it's not really that clear, then put thumbs down. We'll let you guys choose. I'm going to scroll a little bit, let you look a little bit at some of the titles that are going on here. Some of the playlist titles. let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. WDTBD, what does this button do? Google Photos, quick tips by Chris Gould. Looking at the channel art. I think you guys can read that. Thumbs up or thumbs down. If you landed here in an instant, would you go totally understand what this is, who the target audience is, and why they should watch? I'm seeing a bit of a mix. 3 thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down. Yes.
Boy.
Oh, maybe not. Thumbs down. Absolutely, it's all right there. It's all in the channel banner. It's back and forth. It's back and forth here.
Here's what I think. I land on this, and I'm looking at their channel header alone and some of the topics that they have, and I'm thinking, okay, it's a technology channel. Mm-hmm. I'm thrown off by Google Photos, that logo. That completely throws me off. But you do have images of iPhones and an Android. See the iPhones again. Yep. Call me. I can get you a deal. And then you've got some text on there talking about technology. I would love to see a more detailed line of text there, speaking directly to your target audience. I don't know who that is, but let's say you're trying to target people, I don't know, just randomly say over the age of 60, right? People who maybe are getting into a little bit of technology for the first time. Maybe they got their first smartphone, maybe they're getting their first laptop or their first tablet, or maybe they're getting into smart home technology. So something up there might be able to say, explaining modern technology for 60 plus, something along those lines, or helping you understand technology. Something simple to let people know. What does that say? We are geeks who teach technology while we travel the country. See, we've been teaching technology since the age of technology is a broad term.
Very
It's
broad.
a very broad term.
After nearly 20 years of teaching business software to corporate America, we sold our house, bought an RV, and started teaching fellow RVers all over the country. Now I'm confused. It's like, so I have to be, is this targeting RVers that you're trying to teach something to? Our favorite topics are digital photography, Google Photos, and Google Photos, Google Maps, and smartphones in general. We call it technology for travelers. See, that...
There it is. There you go.
It took me all that reading to get to technology for travelers. You don't
There's
have
your
it in
value
your channel art.
There it is.
That's exactly where it is. That's what Big D is trying to tell you. Instead of his technology passing you by and telling you your names, Jim and Chris, tell me that it's technology for travelers. And then I start understanding Google Maps, your cell phone, things that are the idea of the RVs. That all starts making sense. What I don't get up here is the idea that it's technology for travelers. It didn't say that anywhere. That was visible and easily understandable to someone who just landed here at a glance. So I think it starts to make more sense once I know that. A bit, what does this button do is a little weird, but Google Photos, quick tips for Chris School, Google Photos, shorts, popular videos. Again, a lot of the packaging of the playlists on the homepage is very limited. There's only 1 or 2 optimized playlists, and the first one I don't know if I totally understand WD, TBD. It's like an inside joke thing that I'm not a big fan of those things. So I would probably say to you, think about getting that up in your channel art here, the idea of technology for travelers.
Yeah, technology for travelers, that is very direct. But you know what? I'm not seeing that in the videos. Like, I'm not seeing anything in the video. No. And that's not what we're looking at here, but I'm just going to say, if it is technology for travelers, I'm now not getting that vibe in the actual videos themselves. It just seems like with your videos, it's just random. We're just talking about Google Photos. We're talking about smartphones. Like, how does that relate to travelers? So I think you've got a tiny bit of an identity crisis in terms of what your channel's about and who your target audience should actually be.
Yeah, and you can see it usually, not to get hung up here, but you can see it when it's not focused, right? The size of the channel is just over 10,000 subscribers. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, well done.
I'm seeing things that don't seem to make a ton of sense for that value prop, and it's hurting you in views because of that. When I start seeing things like smartphone exposure settings, tutorial video 803. Like, I'm a little confused. Like, this sounds like it's just a smartphone. You sound like a tech channel. Doesn't say anything about traveling. It doesn't say anything about the idea of why you would need that. And 3 weeks ago, it's struggling to get past 100 views. It's 139. Instead of driving thousands of views, like some of your other videos have, it's struggling to get to that point. So really making sure that you got to remember that week after week, when you make content, you're helping YouTube understand who the target audience is for your content tomorrow. So you want to make sure that you're always really focusing in on the correct target audience, so that you're telling the AI and the systems, hey, this is designed for people who are travelers, who are trying to learn how to use their smartphones better, or trying to learn travelers who are trying to make sure that they can use Google Maps on the go and that kind of stuff. I don't know that it's really how to control screen rotation. Doesn't scream anything to me about the idea of travelers, technology for travelers. It's tech.
Let's do this. Everyone in the chat, if you've traveled anywhere, if you've just gone one state over, start brainstorming in the chat of technology ideas regarding smartphones, travel apps, Google Photos, etc. Things that could help them in terms of traveling and to make videos about. Things that you might be interested about. Like, what are some of the best travel apps? What are the best free travel apps? What are the top 3 maps for travelers? Right? Is Apple Maps better than Google Maps? Right? So start thinking in terms of traveling and how you can kind of tweak this a little bit for travelers, if that's what you want to do with the channel.
For me, I'd be looking for things that were like the 3 best iPhone apps for anyone who plans on traveling. Like, I want the title to scream, right? Power banks, right? The best power banks to buy so that your phone stays charged while traveling. Like, think about how to build so that at a glance, the thing that you're making out of context speaks to it. Pocket Wi-Fi, battery banks, restaurants.
How to find the best restaurants near you
while traveling. Get that in there.
Here you go. Using maps when offline. That's a good one.
Great one.
Right? You see how this is coming together? It's still technology, but now you're getting some user feedback here. And don't get me wrong, you're doing a great job. You've got 10,000 subscribers. You're getting views. We're just talking about there's a disconnect here between what you're saying your channel's about versus the content that you're making. And I think we're in alignment here when we think if you streamline all of this and get your packaging clear and target the right audience, I think you're going to put your foot on the gas and move your channel a lot faster.
Yeah, and it's not an insult. I'm just seeing a lot of these videos from 7 months ago. Like, all of these
photos.
are struggling to get up past 1,000 views. And I think if you get dialed in, you'll be able to always drop content. Some content always does better. It's just how it is. Not everything's going to be a home run. But you'll be able to make content that constantly drives a significant amount of views over time. 7, 8 months, we should be seeing these videos from a channel your size absolutely crossing more than 1,000 views and not struggling at that 300, 500 view mark. And I think it's from focus.
Tagging locations and photos, apps that work in some countries and not in others, right? These are some great recommendations. Top 3 apps to avoid traffic.
Oh, love it.
These are fantastic. Yeah, read through the chat. These are some amazing ideas. From travelers. These are people who, they want to see these videos.
And then I won't talk about thumbnails because we've gone deep, but there's another piece.
So that was unfortunately, that was 2 strikes.
Yeah.
I know it was 1 strike.
Oh, was it 1? That was
Megan,
one. How many strikes was that?
Featured content.
How many strikes? 1. Megan says 1. Okay, there we go.
My bad.
All right, here we are chatting away again. We slowed the train down.
That's okay. It's a great channel, and they need that focus. Yeah.
Let's spin this one again then. Yeah, I want to see channels with that kind of subscriber base. I want to see their community really interacting when they drop a video, not struggling to get 300-400 views. What dating apps work everywhere? What are you thinking about, Tommy? There we go. Optimized playlist. D, I'm going to leave this one alone. I'm going to let you handle it. Explain to people what you mean.
We've already talked about optimized playlists. We're talking about grouping videos together that make it easy for your target audience to binge watch them. And don't use a generic playlist name. Don't just use something like recipes. That's boring. Use a title just like you would title a video, right? Instead of recipes, quick and delicious chicken dinner recipes. And you can also put a description inside your playlist as well. So treat your playlist the same way that you would a video.
Right. So there's some that are on here. Let me show you some. I don't know that what you think about this one. WDTBD, what does this button do? Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? Do you have questions about your iPhone or Android device? This live show by Geeks on Tour, we cover a variety of topics about smartphones. The next one here I'm seeing is Google Photos Quick Tips by Chris Gould. Some of my favorite short videos about using Google Photos. Also see our brand new channel dedicated to learn Google Photos, and there's another channel that's talking just about Google Photos. That's the only ones I'm seeing on the homepage. What do you think?
Okay, so the Google Photos, there's 2. For one, that's an optimized playlist, but I don't need to know your name. However, I don't think that's actually hurting you. But if people know you, if you're known in certain circles, then I think that's great to put your name in there. But what I wouldn't do in the description is a description of your playlist is talk about your other channel, right? You want to use that description there to write a good keyword-rich description talking about what these videos are about. That's what that's for. This isn't a description like you would use for your video. You want to treat your playlist like a video, but you don't want to use this description area like a video. You just want to make this a descriptive paragraph talking about the videos. You don't want to stuff links in here.
Yeah, and one thing I'd add on there is, like, unless Chris Gould drives a lot of traffic and you do have this really, like a present, known name that are people like, oh, it's Chris Gould. That's just like Casey Neistat or Peter McKinnon. You'll never see Peter McKinnon or Casey Neistat say, my favorite tips from Casey Neistat, my favorite tips by Peter McKinnon. There's a reason they don't do all their name. They're focusing on the conversation. So if anything, I would probably change that to something like Google Photos Quick Tips for Travelers or something to that effect that brings if it is in fact travelers you're trying to reach, that brings that back into focus and always reaffirms the value proposition out of context.
Yeah. Google Photos Quick Tips for Travelers.
But I will say this, pretty decent title, does have a description. I'm going to give it to him. I know I threw it at you, but I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to say that was a really good effort of paying attention.
Okay. All right.
So that's 2. We're going to send them on to the final round.
Okay. So we've got views. Megan, you ready to spin this one?
Yep.
Let's go.
Amy and Sammy. Leos thrive with autism. Give me a second. Let me get Geeks on Tour into the final wheel here. Geeks on Tour.
Okay. Leos thrive with autism. You're up next. Daniel's going to pull your channel up here. Hopefully you're still in the chat. I know Views has been hanging here for a while. Hopefully you're still in here.
We get down the rabbit hole sometimes, huh? Megan's
We
over
do.
There. We got to just start setting the. Setting the timer on what.
But
we're
it's
allowed
good
to do.
stuff. It's good stuff. People,
Well, you know, this is fun and we love doing it, but the goal of this is just not to only have fun, but try to pass on some knowledge.
Yeah.
I really do feel that the more creators we can help start crushing it on YouTube, the better chances that YouTube as a whole really starts getting recognized as a real job, as a real career, as things that people can really do. What drives me crazy is watching when Roberto Blake does all that great research and starts showing the amount of people that actually succeed on the platform. And when you find out that less than 10% of the channels on YouTube are monetized, 90% aren't. When you start learning that 0.5% of the creators on YouTube ever get a video with 1 million views. 0.5, less than 1%.
Yeah.
These are the kind of things that you just go, I want to help everybody do better. I want everybody to be able to hit those goals and make some money and achieve the kind of things that they want to do. Because making videos is hard, man. That's a lot of work. And I want to make sure that you guys are getting the return on the investment for all that effort you guys put into making channels. We want you all to exceed. We want everybody in here crushing it and hitting their goals.
Yeah, I feel like I have a duty. If we have a channel up here and that momentum is hitting, right? That momentum is hitting, and they've got a good understanding. It's just they're just missing the parts. I feel like I have a duty. Like I got to help get this out. I have to try to explain how you can optimize things a little bit better because you're so close in some of these situations.
It's like driving by someone whose car has it's just broken down and they don't quite know how to change the tire, and you do, and just going, screw them, let them figure it out themselves. Like that's not what we're going to hear. We're going to hear to try to help you and show you along the way. Hey, if this happens to you again, this is where you'll find your spare. Pull it out. This is where your jack is. We want to make sure that people have those skills.
So while we start looking at this, and we're going to spin the wheel again, Nikki says, we love your rabbit holes. And we go down these deep rabbit holes sometimes. And here's what I would love to hear from everybody in the chat right now. If you learn something when we go into these deeper dives, just type in rabbit holes. Type in rabbit holes if you approve of these rabbit holes and these deep dives that we do. Type that in. It gives us some feedback to let us know that you appreciate the deep dives, because if you don't appreciate it, maybe we'll just kick you out of the chat.
He's going to enlist you to work in his child labor brigade.
Yeah.
You'll be putting together iPhones in his basement.
Yeah, we're getting feedback. Good. Yeah, we're hoping that people learn from this. Yeah. Good. Excellent feedback. Thank you.
Awesome. Love it. Good. All right. Yeah. I'll try not to be too tough on anybody.
All right.
Okay, so here's the channel. We found it. We've only got a few things left on this wheel because we're at that point where every slice that gets picked, it gets removed from the wheel. So let's see what we got left. Hopefully not eliminated.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Skinny it. It is being skinned.
I love that. Kurt Russell is just skin that smoke wagon and see what happens. Love it.
Consistent uploads. Dee, we haven't talked about this one yet. Why is it important to do consistent uploads, and what do we mean by that?
We're looking for some sort of consistency with your uploads. The distance between your uploads doesn't mean you have to upload every Monday at 8 a.m. EST. We're just looking for some level of consistency. Maybe it's once a week. Maybe it's once a month. Maybe it's once every 2 weeks. We're looking for the distance in between them and just overall consistency.
Yeah. So it looks like the latest one was a day ago, but then there was a gap. Sometimes gaps happen because sometimes creators take a break, and that's fine. Yeah. So before that, I'm looking at a month. I'm looking at a month ago. I'm looking at a month ago. As I scroll down, a month ago, a month, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months,
so
2 months, 3 months.
Consistent.
Yeah, really consistent. Looked like there may have been a break in there. People, please don't ever feel like you can't take a break, people. Sometimes you need to get your head together. But this looks pretty darn consistent to me.
Yeah, I mean, minus the past month. And you know what? I'm going to give that to you because minus this past month, you were on it.
Yeah, crushing it.
So
I think that's great.
You got it.
So there's a hit for you. Let's pull that wheel up and let's figure out what the wheel wants us to look at next.
What do we have left? Okay.
We don't have much. It's getting thinned. Unlike me, it's getting thin. Oh no! Don't do it! Don't you son of a!
No.
Wait, it's still going. It kept going. I
What?
don't know. I must have put some extra grease on it.
How did that happen?
I don't know. There we go. Clear thumbnails. Let's get over to the channel, and I'm not letting anyone get eliminated today. We've been talking too much. I'm not kicking people out. I may have leaned on the wheel a little bit.
I thought you were being
time.
frisky today.
I was. I can see. I'm just making up the rules as I go along. If I decide no one's getting eliminated, then no one's getting eliminated. So here's some of the thumbnails, but I'm going to throw this to you, Dee, because I think you make some of the best thumbnails out there. I've always loved your thumbnail style. Take a look at some of these. Let me zoom in. And what do you think about some of these things?
Okay, so when I'm looking at your thumbnail, I'm not only looking at the graphics on your thumbnail, but I'm also looking at how you've worked them into your title. I'm looking at the overall package here. Okay, I'm going to say this. Graphically speaking, zoom out a little bit. Let me see some of these others. Graphically speaking, I actually think these look pretty good. In terms, you've got good contrast. You've got yellow and blue, right? So these things pop out. You've got good colors on them. I love that they're simple. You're not trying to cram a bunch of stuff into your thumbnail, and I think a lot of people make that mistake. They'll use tiny text and they try to say all these different things in the thumbnail. So you're making simple thumbnails. They're very colorful. I like your thumbnails, man. I
think we can always do a little bit better. I think we're always learning and growing, but I'm trying to always see the same thing, Dee. When I stare at this quickly, does the title and the thumbnail instantly allow me to understand? And like the one in the upper right,
some of them
confused about emotions and feelings, knowing that this is a channel about autism. Help, what is this I feel, with the giant exclamation mark and the warning sign, and kind of him looking up like, well, I'm not quite sure what I'm feeling. Like, I get it. That makes sense to me.
I have one piece of advice for you. Since you have a channel, everything's about autism. I would try to wrap every title and try to either get autism in your title somewhere, or I would try to get it in your thumbnail somewhere, because some of these titles in your thumbnails, if they were to land on someone's homepage and they were to be recommended to these people, I might not know necessarily, unless I'm familiar with your channel, that it's about autism. So you want your target audience to understand without having to spend any time thinking about it. At a glance, your target audience should go, oh, that's for me. That's about autism. I'm clicking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would kind of do an audit of all your title thumbnail combinations and make sure that you have the word autism in one of those things.
Yeah. I think it helps. I think it's the clearer you can make sure. Some do and some don't, and it's not always just the thumbnail and the title. It's topic, title, thumbnail, timing, structure, execution, competition. So, but I think when it comes to what we're looking at here, I totally agree with Dee. That was great advice.
Yeah, man, I think you're doing a great job.
Okay,
I think you're doing a great.
Well on the way. So that's 2 right there, right? All right,
yeah.
There we go. You are moving into the final round, my friend.
I'm curious. Check the playlist really quick.
Yeah, playlists themselves.
Yeah. Just go over to the playlist tab.
Tips for autistic relationships series, the history of autism series, quick fun facts about autism, autism and mental health conditions, autism in women, and facts about autism. Love the playlist title names.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, and make sure when you bring some of these onto your, and when we're right here, look at the optimization. History of Autism series. This is a series of videos that explains the history of how autism came to be. We take a jump back into time and see how autism started and how it became the diagnosis we know today.
That is an optimized playlist.
That's wonderful. It's wonderful.
That's an optimized playlist right there.
Yeah, really smart. Really smart, Leo.
Yep. Nailed it, man. I know you're here wanting to take notes, but you're doing a fantastic job. Yeah. Keep going. Keep going and keep trying to improve. Nailed it.
All right, let me add Leo into the final wheel spin. What time are we at here?
Leo, you can keep playing too. Everybody who's already been pulled up, you can continue to play. You can get pulled up as many times as you want here. So the next thing, some of you might know what's coming here. Are you ready?
Sudden death.
It is time for sudden death. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got one chance. You've got one spin. You've got one opportunity here. This isn't the best 2 here. You've got one spin, one chance. We're going to move a lot faster. We're going to take less time to let you type something into the chat because this is going to allow us now to move through more channels and move a lot quicker. So the word to type in, because everybody was so excited about it, is page marker.
If you've already typed that in like that, if you've already typed it in with no space between it, then you're all set. If you haven't, type it in one more time. Page marker. Even if it says entry 0, it'll scan the entire chat. But go ahead, type that thing in, page marker, and we'll pull someone out. And so you know, the wheel gets reset at this point, so all the slices are back again. You can win free merch, you could get eliminated, you can get free spins, you could advance right to the very end. So all the slices are going to be back for you.
What kind of merch do we have? We've got these ginormous cups here. These
ginormous cups. They got fantastic hoodies. I love their hoodies. Super soft. They've got great T-shirts. They've got Puddles the duck. He's up on my shelf. They got Puddles the duck, the stuffed duck. I keep him on my shelf. He's awesome. They got all kinds of great tumblers and things like that. Great stuff.
Really quick here, any guy says, question, how do you add a pinned comment during the upload and scheduling process?
Tricky. So this is how you would do it. If you're scheduling that, YouTube, here's quick, I'll try to say this quickly. YouTube used to let us take a video that was in public or private, and you could put it to unlisted. So it's still not in public rotation. You could add a comment and go back and then schedule it, and the comment would disappear until it went public from scheduling. That used to stay there for about 2 days. They've shortened that down to a matter of hours now. So the way you'd have to do it is, if you're scheduling that one, you'd have to drop the pinned comment right as it goes live, or switch it to unlisted, add the comment, and then switch it to public, so that you actually have to do it manually. They haven't given us a great answer. There used to be a better way, but because they're now removing comments in private. And that's something to be aware of, folks. I took a video to test it out, one that had, I don't know, 6,000-7,000 comments on it. I privated it. All of the comments got deleted and they're gone forever. I wanted to see if that would really happen. And now you can't recover them. Yeah, it takes them away. So if you're ever putting a video out of rotation, send it to unlisted, not to private, because after a matter of hours, YouTube deletes all trace and it's unretrievable of all the comments that ever came into it for its lifetime.
Speaking of YouTube changes, because YouTube, they're on the ball. They're changing all kinds. They're constantly testing things and changing things. And Larry says, are you guys aware that cards do not show up or work the same for everyone right now? Daniel, are you aware of that?
Yeah. So this is one of the things you want to be aware of is cards are the least surfaced option for creators in terms of what you can push towards. Cards do not show up in every video, even if you've placed them in there. Guess what? Ads don't show up in every video, even though your channel might be monetized and you've enabled ads. It has a lot to do with sort of the viewing experience that YouTube pays attention to. They don't always have things popping up in the video. They're trying to create a really great experience. So, even if you have ads enabled, if someone has watched 2 other videos and they were served ads in those other 2 videos, they get to the 3rd one, you might be monetized. That's why not all views on channels that are monetized views. The same thing kind of happens with cards. They just don't always pop up depending on where you're watching from, right? Because not all devices display cards like televisions don't, right? If you're not logged into YouTube and you're watching from a browser where you're not signed in, won't show a card. But the idea is always put the card there because when it does show, you want to take advantage of it. You're right. This isn't very sunny death at all.
No, this is death by 1,000 cuts.
Friggin' slowest death ever.
You ready? We're not gonna. All right, let's move it. Ready? Let's go. Spin it.
John drops the hammer on us.
Hey, Andrew. We're gonna move fast now, unless we go down a rabbit hole.
Slow and painful death. Yeah, Hammy and Sammy. I love that name.
Yeah, this is a very slow, painful, agonizing death.
Oh, brutal.
Hammy and Sammy.
Hammy and Sammy. Isn't that I believe that is a Denny's breakfast special. Okay, there's the channel. I am going to come over here. We're going to try to go really fast so John doesn't come over and club me in the head like, guys, get it together, would you? And there is the wheel. Let's spin it and see what we're going to look at. I can't do this as well as Megan does. She's a much better drummer than I am. Boom, winner's choice. Oh boy, that's where we're going then. So we are going to say, for Hammy and Sammy, tell us what you'd like from the wheel. You could choose anything. If you'd like us to look at something on your channel, would like to advance into the final round for the final wheel spin, where someone who on that wheel will be able to pick a prize from the merchandise catalog on Streamyard's website, or we could give you merch right now, free merch. You could eliminate yourself. You could pick anything from the wheel. You tell us what you'd like us to do now. You own the wheel. Let's see, I'm reading thumbnails. Wow, okay, I love people who go, don't give me this stuff, I want advice. So let's go for thumbnails here. So we're going to pull down here. Let me go over to the videos tab. D, you are, like I have always said, make great thumbnails. Could you please take a look at these thumbnails and tell me what you think?
To make it for unite. Okay, I'm full disclosure, I'm not your target audience.
Right.
I am not your target audience, so I'm only going to talk about the graphic elements here, because your content makes no sense to me, so I'm only going to talk about it from a graphical point of view. Graphically speaking, you've got good contrasting color in a lot of these. Unblocked double axle, the unwanted roll. They're simple. Graphically, they're okay. I don't know what your videos are about unless I read your titles, but I'm not your target audience. If I were your target audience, I might know by the graphics alone. So...
yeah, I think they're pretty well balanced, but one of the things that I would consider in here is, does it make it easy for the viewer to understand what to expect from this content, and does it compel them to click? And one of the things that I'm seeing a problem with is the interaction of that thumbnail and title. If I look here, some of these are the highest performing ones, and ones that seem to nail it a bit better. Pokemon Unite Roll Guide, the unwanted roll guide, that drove 1,900 views, pretty decent. Serena Guide Pokemon Unite, a little trickier to understand, but that must be Serena. Then it starts becoming hashtags in the titles, and then it's a little less colorful, 15 seconds, 14 seconds. I will say that, let me ask a question, are these shorts that, nope, they're just short 16 by 9 videos. They're not actually being served in a short shelf, even though some of these are only 14 seconds long. I would probably say if you're going to make shorts like this, you should probably do them 9 by 16 and do them vertical and then put them out that way. Yeah. I agree with you, D. I think that they look pretty good, but I don't know that I would say for me, because I don't know the topic really well, it's a little tricky for me to understand. If anything, I would say the titles need a little bit better work, but the thumbnails actually don't seem that bad. Yeah. So
the main thing is this. I didn't look at them and go, oh, those are bad thumbnails.
Right.
I looked at them and go, okay, those are pretty decent thumbnails. So I'm going to, good.
Like it.
All right.
Advance.
Oh, where's it at? Where'd it go? Slow death. Where's it at?
Advance.
All right. Watch time. If you haven't typed it in yet, go ahead and type it in. We need to move a little bit quicker. This is we're going to change the graphics to agonizing death. Agonizing death with Daniel and Dee. All right. Watch time. Megan, you ready?
Let's do it. We should call it John's worst nightmare. He's going to be like, geez, Christ, you guys please pull this together.
Please,
get this thing moving. It's like running in sand listening to you two talk.
Steve
on, Next Level Mindset. Now, we've had Steve on the channel before, so I know this name. So, Steve on, I expect you to crush it here, my friend. Steve on, Next Level Mindset. Let's go right there. I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to leave that there. Let's pull up the wheel, and let's let the wheel decide what we're looking at. Is that fast enough for you, John?
There you go.
He's out there. He's like looking at me going, I'm timing you. Chat's choice. Hey, everybody in the chat, from everything you see on the wheel here, pick anything you want, and that's what we're going to apply to this moment in time.
Throwing it to the Coliseum.
Okay, ignore the word watch time, because that's the word that they put up there for the next spin. Okay, I'm seeing advance, end card, thumbnails, advance, cards, channel name.
Let a couple more of these come in.
Advance. I'm seeing a lot of advance.
Well, titles.
Optimize titles.
Let's do something that can actually help them. As
much as I want titles seems to be taking the lead. All right, so let's go with titles. That seems to be the one. So let's talk about optimized titles. Dee, we talked about this very briefly. Can you just quickly explain what we mean by optimized title and what
we've already
should be doing?
We've already talked about optimized titles. Let's run.
All right, well then we're just going to go for it.
Sudden death.
I'm going to read them out then. This one is, do this and stand out in the music business at Stephen J. Biz, hashtag Stephen J. Biz. One legit reason to say no more often, at Stephen J. Biz, hashtag Stephen J. Biz. One powerful way to trust your timing, okay. I'm going to be the moderator here.
Yeah.
I actually think these titles are pretty good. Your problem is stop with the at Stephen J. Biz, hashtag Stephen J. Biz. It does not help your title. You're just making it harder to read by cluttering that stuff up, my friend. So stick with the stuff that's what happens with greatness at the final version. One powerful way to trust your timing. One legit reason to say no more often. Do this and stand out in the music business. These all feel like tips to people who are trying to make it in the music business, except for the stuff you're adding at the end. So just kill that. It's not helping you, and stick with those really strong titles, and then build strong content. But I like the titles. I think they're optimized, except for that.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right.
Advance.
All right, the word to type in right now is pinned comment, no space. We're going to let a couple people fill this up, and then we're going to skin this smoke wagon and see what happens. Megan, are you ready?
Do it.
Moving faster now. How's this for you?
Take that, John.
That's right.
Uh-oh, there's Leo again. All right, hold on a second. Let me get
Love
Steve
it.
on in here. I'm moving too fast for my own good.
Yep.
Steve on.
Leo, you're up again. And
See?
the wheel's going to decide what we look at next time. Big Promotion says, I think the whole show should be sudden death. We've actually talked about that before. We talked about doing some variations, just kind of mixing things up a little bit. We could do a whole show of sudden death if everyone was into it. If people are like, yeah, man, I just want one shot. We could do that. We could definitely do that.
Yeah, part of it is that when we move super fast, we have less time to give some actionable advice. So we always try to balance it. But yeah, I mean, everybody liked, of course, if you didn't get picked, you're like, do more sudden death. I want to get picked. Yeah, it would be fun. We should do like one special episode where it's just sudden death.
We can do that. We can do that. And I still think we should go over some of the basic practices, explaining what some of these things are, and then just start burning through them.
But then you know John would be here, and he'd be like, guys, this isn't sudden death. he'd be kicking our butts.
Right.
What was it, Leon? Thrive, and go back to, what was the I forgot it now. You'd think it would be here in my history, but it's not. Leo's Thrive and with autism. Thank you. There
Find it.
Okay. Now,
Sudden
there
Death Special. Put it in. Put it in the chat right now.
Spell
Sudden
it that
Death
way.
Special.
Good. Give them a hard thing to type. We should be typing hard things they have to type the same way some of these channel names are. Like, way too hard to type.
What does sudden death mean? It's a game terminology. With sudden death means you're immediately killed or immediately eliminated from a video game.
Yeah, one shot.
That's what. You get one chance with a video game. It's a video game reference.
So let's
Sudden
spin this
death.
thing and see what we're looking at. Speaking of sudden death. All right.
That's a great question, actually. What does it mean? It means I'm deleting your YouTube channel right now.
Free spin. They actually get a second spin if they miss on this one. Here we go.
The call is coming from inside the house.
That is sudden death. Free merch. All right, listen, this is what we're going to have you do. That's the winning. That's your winnings today. So, Leo, what you're going to do is you're going to reach out to my channel manager, Megan, who is here. Megan, say hi to everybody.
Hello.
Meg, so you're going to reach out to Megan at danialbatal.com. She will authenticate that you are the owner of this channel, and you can pick any single item from the Streamyard catalog of merchandise. I think the mug is the one. I got to say, I love the mug. But they have the sweatshirts are super, super comfy. The T-shirts are great. They make really high-quality stuff. So anything you want to pick, and we'll get that shipped out to you.
Zach. My true colors are showing today, aren't they, man? It's
crazy.
Unhinged.
Like, they think I'm the bad guy, but if you knew what was going on.
Yeah, we have like an after-hours show that happens. It's called Unhinged with Daniel and Dee.
We actually do have something coming up in the works that Dee and I are working on. We'll announce in the future that I think you guys
It's
are
actually
going
a
to
good title for that. We should retitle that Unhinged.
Unhinged, yeah,
yeah,
that'd be good. Get it.
All right, what do we got?
Sudden Death Special. So
right, you ready?
he's got his free merch. You've got him locked in there. Okay, let's spin this thing.
Spin it. Let's go.
Sci finds Thames Mudlark. Got it. Some of these are a little bit of a tongue twister. Sci-Finds. And I think we've seen this channel before, too.
It sounds familiar. I know we did a mudlarking channel before. I don't know.
I think it was this one. This one sounds familiar to me. Let me see. Sci-Finds, the mudlarking channel. Because the Thames part is what's making me remember this a bit. So there's the channel. Let me do this. Let me grab the wheel. Let's pull it up and let's see what we are going to be looking at. Unhinged.
Oh, they were on when we first started. Wow.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay, that's great. Clear channel name. Well, hey, I think there's not a lot to talk about here. I know what mudlarking is, and this is the Sci-Finds at the Thames, the River Thames in England, and he's mudlarking. He's going out there and he's doing the adventure thing, the kind of stuff that he can dig up in the river bases and around the edges.
And he's crushing it. Look at that.
He's crushing it.
120K, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. Yeah, 120,000 subscribers on 275 videos, which is freaking awesome, my man.
Yeah,
that is really good. And if you look at this, can I take 1 second just to point some of this out?
I'm going to zoom in here.
Look how great some of these thumbnails and the titles are working together. My best find this year, jaw-dropping treasures found mudlarking. Like right on point. He's holding up like, what is it you got? Is it a piece of gold? Crazy super finds mudlarking the Thames. The mega haul, and then showing all these items. It's just really smart. Top 10 mudlarking finds in 10 years. Guns, gold, and he's got the guns and the gold and showing the Thames in the background. He's got the bridge. I mean, really smart. And that's why these videos are driving, not only are they compelling, 834,000 views, 525,000 views.
I'm curious what he's handing off to inside. Click on one randomly.
Just to see if he's doing a view funnel. Let's see.
Yeah, because we all miss.
I see a card.
Yep,
There's a card. So he's passing off to Epic Mudlarking Find. So he's got a card. When we get to the end of his content, Epic Mud doing exactly the thing we talk about. Only one with a giant arrow to it. It's the same one that's in the card. When I start looking in here, I'm not so necessarily... Oh, wait a minute. Epic Mudlarking finds right here. One of the things that I would think about, my friend, don't be afraid to throw an extra emoji or something in here so it jumps out a little bit. But he's got the same thing, more adventures. And then when I go down to the pinned comment, I guarantee this is that Epic Mudlarking finds. Let me see. Title, Epic Mud. Look at that. All 4 places doing the exact same strategy we talking about. Building a view funnel, pushing off to the next video, and making sure that that's the kind of thing that if the viewer starts clicking enough, you'll start seeing that thing show up. And you start seeing, look how many of his start showing up in the sidebar. You start seeing mixes. You start seeing crazy super finds. He's the one who starts getting featured next to his own content. And I don't watch his channel. Not that it's not great, my friend. I haven't watched your channel. But a newcomer like me comes along and look what YouTube starts doing. Recommending more of his content instead of other people's content because he's doing a great job at not only driving views, but getting people to go on to watch more of his content. So YouTube's like, let's recommend more of his content. That seems to work.
Advance.
Man, that's just, I love seeing channels like that. Just crushing it. Crushing it. Yeah. Great job, my man.
Yep, good job. Hey, Colin, how you doing, buddy? Colin says, view funnels are so underrated. Easiest way to get people to binge your content. Colin's another one, man. He's been blowing up. He's doing all the right stuff and blowing up. Good to see you in here, Colin.
Thanks, Colin. Appreciate the advice in there.
All right.
Unhinged. Are we ready to do this thing?
Let's go. Spin it.
Go. I think we might be at that mark. We may have to wrap this thing up. We've been going along. All right. Who do we got? Who do we got next? K-Skis. K-Skis. All right. You think she actually skis? He, she? That's a she. K-Skis?
K-Skis.
K-Skis. Let me see. K-Skis or K... Oh, I'm taking it back.
K-Skis. 2 eyes.
K-Skis. I thought it was like maybe it's a skier. Okay, here's the channel. I'm not going to do anything. We're going to go over to the mighty wheel and let the wheel decide what we're looking at.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Skin that smoke wagon. dare get eliminated. Don't you?
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
No. Oh, look, it's still going.
Oh,
No one's getting eliminated today. I refuse to
put your
allow
hands
that.
up. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands.
Imagine if it landed back on that again. It wasn't me. Consistent uploads. Okay, let's see if K-Skis is doing consistent uploads on this channel. I am going to the videos tab, and I am seeing, let's see, I'm seeing 5 days ago, 6 days ago, 8 days ago, 11 days ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 11 months ago. I would have said this a year ago. There was a problem with being consistent in 10 or 11 months ago. Realistically, you started, even so much as a few months ago, you were at one a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. Let's throw this one to the chat. Hey, chat, what do you guys think? There was a problem here that I can see as of 4 or 5 weeks back. There was about one a month, and then it was as much as 7 months in between. But look at what K-Skis has done in the last month, really trying to focus. If you think this is consistent, you guys decide if this is still considered, if this is a thumbs up for consistency. A month ago, 2 weeks ago, 11 days ago, 8 days ago, 6 days ago, 5 days ago. Let's go over to shorts. They've been putting up some shorts too. Live streams. There have been live streams 2 hours ago, 3 days ago, 3 days ago, 5 days ago, 12 days ago. So they've been doing a lot of live streams recently. Yes, thumbs up. Do we think that's pretty consistent? Do we think that Kay's really nailing, jiving into trying to put content out? I'm seeing thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Yeah, totally.
Yep, you're calling it. There you go.
Advance.
Great job, K-Skis. I love seeing people that really understand that, you know, I just got to knuckle down and I got to start making more content and not leaving so many gaps in between all of the content. And in there, I was trying to see, like, well, maybe I was looking at videos and maybe they were doing more live streams. There was definitely a pattern of missing content, you know, 3, 4, 5 months ago. But recently, like, nailing into that. Stick with that, my friend. If you keep making content and keep pushing that needle, that's what's going to get your channel start going. Focusing on it, trying to get better and better. Every time you make a video, you get a little bit better at it. That's what makes your channel grow.
So what do we have for the winner's circle?
Let me get K-Skis in here. Okay,
all right.
K-Skis, and I'll pull up the winner's circle and let's.
So if you have not done so yet, give us a thumbs up. Not in the chat right now, but underneath the live stream. Give us a thumbs up on the live stream. If you had fun, if you laughed, if you learned something, give us a thumbs up. We love the feedback. It lets us know to keep going, and it keeps StreamYard allowing us to take over their channel. And by the way, if you're not live streaming yet and you're trying to find out the absolute easiest, best way to go live on your computer, there's a link down below to StreamYard. You can try them for free for up to 20 hours. I don't stream for 20 hours a month when I was the most active on YouTube. Together, we don't stream for 20 hours a month.
No. Even if you called this like double time, I don't think we come out to 20 hours a month.
Yes.
All right, we have our winner's circle up here. We are ready to spin this to see who our final winner is. We've already had Leo, Leo, the Autism Channel, already won some free merch. I think, is that our only free merch winner so far? Megan can confirm. But let's spin this and let's see who's today's final winner. Yes.
Before we spin it, we've got a viewer from Pakistan. Hey, welcome. Thanks for chiming in.
Glad to have you with us.
I'm curious, because that made me think. Type in the chat, where are you from in the world?
Yeah.
I love seeing where people are at spread out watching the show. I love it. We've already got somebody from Pakistan. I'm in Thailand. Not too far from Pakistan. We could do breakfast. I could be there in a couple hours.
Megan's giving me
England.
Florida. What do you got? Your mic's live. What do you got over there, Megs?
You are missing sci-fines.
Oh, do I miss some? Okay, hold on. My bad.
Zach.
Let me make sure we're adding in. Good call. See, this is why we have real professionals here, making sure we.
Philippines, right on. You're not too far. Texas, New Jersey, Australia. Got some Aussies in the house. Ghana, awesome. Pat's Tune chiming in from Ghana, a country that I want to visit one of these days.
Mudlarking.
What else do we have? Zach's
You're seeing real time how hard it is for me to do this thing. This is all
Barcelona. I love Barcelona. Illinois.
There we go.
America,
Do I have them all now?
Francais.
You're good.
Okay.
Love it.
Yeah, wow, what a variety. Oh, and
man.
the country of New Jersey. That's great. I wanted to visit there.
Love it. I'm in UK. English lawyer. Love it.
Southern Indiana, USA.
Yeah, Ireland, Poland. Man, I love this.
Parts of
It's
Netherlands.
amazing. You know what? I mean, I know the internet's not a new thing, but it's absolutely amazing that I can come here, we can come here and sit down, hit go live, and boom, international audience.
And
I
some of these
absolutely love
people,
that.
it's late at where some of these people are. Pakistan, it's not very early right there right now, so they're hanging in there in the later hours. Dee, what time is it? You're in Thailand. What time is it in Thailand right now?
It's almost 1 a.m.
Wow. See what people are
Switzerland,
willing
yeah.
to what people are
Wow,
willing
man,
to
I
do.
love it.
Stay up, get up
All
early,
right.
stay up late. What do you say?
Zach,
Spin
you're
this
making
thing?
it weird. All right,
Yeah,
let's
sorry.
go. Houston, Texas. Nigeria. I want to make it to Nigeria one of these days too. I need Algeria. I need to make an African tour.
There you go.
Hammy
Let's
and
do it.
Sammy.
Let's take the show on the road. Hammy and Sammy, congratulations, Hammy and Sammy. Now listen, what we're going to have you do is reach out to Megan, my channel manager, at Megan, M-E-G-A-N, at danielbatal.com. She will put the email into the chat so that you can reach out to her. She will authenticate that you actually have that channel. And then she'll give you a link where you can go pick anything you want from the Streamyard catalog of wonderful merchandise. Pick something you want. We'll get that sent out to you. We have not had an instance where we haven't been able to deliver to a country. They're pretty
They're in
good
the Philippines. They're in
So,
the Philippines.
If
This is a
there's
heads
any
up.
reason, if there happens to be a reason that for some, because there are some countries that do have that have they have problems with customs and they won't let us ship things in. If that's the case, we'll make it up to you with some free licensing time and get you hooked up with some StreamYard software stuff instead. But we have never had an issue yet, so we're hoping for all good things.
Yeah. Congratulations. Thanks to everyone who hung out today. Thanks to everyone who participated. Thanks to everyone who just watched. Thanks to everyone who gave it a thumbs up. Thanks to everyone who shared. Megan, thank you so much for holding it down and rocking on that timpani. Mr. Batal, thank you so much for doing what you do. Thanks for bringing the hair, as always.
Thank you, Dee.
Streamyard, for allowing us, for taking the channel over. Mr. Batal, final words?
Yeah, make sure you join us here the second Saturday of every single month where we do this exact same thing and have a lot of fun. So we hope if you didn't see it today and you didn't get your channel pulled up, we'll see you next time.
Cheers.